guess we're starting. I guess I'm being forced to start. Hi. Virgo, happy birthday. We're going to roll into your sign next simply because I did the Leo video because it was a little late. I normally don't like to do reads during Mercury retrograde, but I needed to kind of, distract myself from a bunch of stuff. Just gonna adjust. Okay, perfect. We're going to do a Celtic cross for you. First, we're going to start with a Sacred Forest Oracle card, and I'm not going to read the definitions of any of that. I'm just going to channel. As you know, you can read the description box of the video for everything you need to know. In addition, when I get ringing in my ears on the left, the messages from my spirit guides, and on the right, people I know that have passed on. Dealing with some family stuff right now, so I figured I would come online and do some stuff just to stay distracted, right? Songs for you were Grown Man Cry by Amanda Palmer, Apocalypse by Cigarettes After Sex, Walking Alone by Gob, Ocean by Velvet Underground, and Within My Reach by Sights and Sounds. So those are the songs that I had while I was waiting for Leo's video to upload. So those are your songs. That's what we have for you from the Oracle deck here. And we're going to cut the deck. I'm not going to take a reversal here. Pegasus, Transcendence. All right. So might be seeing aircraft. That was immediately what I got was the aircraft, the Pegasus aircraft. So maybe seeing some military aircraft. And I don't know if you've ever seen a Pegasus aircraft, but it's kind of weird looking. It's kind of advanced looking. So might be thinking about things that are super advanced and maybe even advanced technology at this time. As you can see there, we also have the number 28 breaking down to a 10, which is also a 1, so initiation, endings, beginnings. Interestingly enough, this is the picture that's on all the backs of the cards too. So again, beginnings, endings, front and back things. Again, this is transcendence, so it's something about moving into what's there for your highest good, something that's important from both the lower and like an above, like as above, so below type of stance. I think also there's something about magic, things that are magical, things that go beyond the seen into the unseen. That's kind of what I'm getting here with this as well. You could also be engaging in air travel as a means of expediting your travel plans in some way, but that's what I'm getting for you with that one. 28th could be of significance. The 8th or the 2nd of a month could be February 8th, could be August 2nd. It could also be the 28th of any month. Nonetheless, that's what we have. I'm going to use a new deck for you today. It's called the Lover's Path Tarot, and it's funny, I've been reading tarot for so many years, yet at the same time, I am still getting used to, for instance, the major arcana, the numbered, like their order, their sequence. So bear with me. I think I've got it down pat, but you would think after 25 years of doing this that I would, but of course, it's just never the same when you're on camera. Of course, also because this is a new deck, I have shuffled this ad nauseum, but I'll make sure that I shuffle it also while we're sitting here chatting. So we'll do that 3 times as well. Okay, twist for fairness. And let's get started for you. Flippers and jumpers only. We're going to, of course, do some magnetic poetry at the end as well. Present for you. What's going on in the present for you? Check out your rising moon and Venus sign for additional messages once. All right. So, in the present for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, what do we have? Okay, there's a flipper. Desire. So card 7, that would be the Chariot card classically in the major arcana. I know that it's, you know, talking about Tristan and Isolde's tale there, but card 7 is in the traditional major arcana about movement forward. You might be traveling during this time, changing address, relocating, but again, it's also about travel, movement forward. This is a Cancerian card. It could be something that you were already considering during Cancer season that's dragged forward all the way through Leo season into where we're on the precipice of about Leo Virgo season right now. But yeah, it's there's something here about the desire to push forward, the desire for progress, and the feeling of being compelled to move forward. Definitely there, because I'm getting like the hair on my arms is kind of standing up. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. What is your obstacle at this time, Virgo? That one wants to flip. You're looking for an offer. There's an offer that's not coming to you, or a contract at the beginning, an initiation on the tangible plane, something that you can see, touch, taste, and feel. Seems not to be coming to fruition as you would like. And because that's the case, even though you have that compelling feeling of moving forward, you can't necessarily progress as you would like to, because that offer or that contract or that beginning of something on the tangible plane isn't necessarily happening for you. It could be a beginning with an earth sign, but it could just simply be an offer, a contract, a beginning in a professional sense. Relocation or travel can't happen right now, but there's delays with it because of that. Again, because we're in Mercury retrograde, there's going to be delays with travel, technology, communication, all that kind of stuff. So there could be a delay with a contract. And it could just be that there's a pause button on it. But again, it's almost like you're being halted from moving forward because you're waiting for an offer of some sort. It's almost like somebody's trying to hand you that coin. Isn't happening. What's at top of mind for you, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? And Venus. And Venus. Envious. Envious. Somebody's envious of you? I'm getting that. Or you're envious of somebody else. Let's see. Keep going. There might have been heartbreak in the past also. I keep seeing, this keeps, the Three of Swords keeps coming up. I keep seeing it. I was starting to say it, and then it ended up being on the bottom of the deck there. It's top of mind for you, Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. See, I'm seeing it again. Isn't that weird? Again, we're seeing it. We have a couple. Oh, we just have one that came down. 8 of Coins. So top of mind right now for you is mastering your craft or apprenticeship energy. You might be apprenticing somebody else, teaching somebody else the ropes when it comes to something, or you're just honing your own craft, enriching your skill set in a professional endeavor right now. That's what's top of mind for you. It's something that's really important to you right now, or something that you're really trying to concentrate on at this moment in time. Not really much to expand on there. The artist becoming even more skilled at what they do, or teaching somebody else how to do the same, or you're learning something that you didn't before. It's kind of like I was saying with that transcendence card, transcending what you already know in terms of your craft. But it's top of mind for you. I keep seeing that Three of Swords. I don't know why. Keep going. What is hidden from your awareness right now? I have a rule where I only take 3, and we have 3 that have flipped. So let's see what they are. Okay. So we have the so in this deck, arrows are considered swords, which is interesting because normally I would consider arrows to be wands, but in this deck they are swords. You have the Ace of Arrows, or rather the Ace of Swords in the reverse. So there's something something that somebody's being dishonest with you about that's hidden from your awareness. And then we have the Magician in the upright, followed by the 5 of Wands in the reverse. So somebody's being dishonest with you about something they're attempting to manifest, or about their own attempts to master the elements in order to master themselves and avoid conflict. In order to avoid conflict here, or to heal arguments and conflicts that they have either within themselves hence the self-mastery of the magician, or it's like they're manifesting peace or manifesting an end to conflict. But there's dishonesty with this. It's almost like they want to hide that in some way, or it's not the truth. The truth, it's like either lying by omission or not showing all of their cards. You know, it's like the deception is that somebody is mastering oneself and working hard to manifest healing a conflict or peace where there was once argument. And it's funny because you would think, why would that be something that somebody would want to hide, right? Is somebody trying to hide that from you because it's something they're trying to heal with somebody? You might not necessarily be pleased if they're doing that. I don't know. All right, in the recent past for you, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. In the recent past. I didn't clarify for Leo, so I'm not going to clarify for you. It'd be nice if I could, but, you know, I've been noticing that people really don't want to sit for the hour and something when I do that, and I can get really wrapped up in it when it's Celtic Cross. I will probably do it in the future with something else. So this is your card, connecting with oneself. The Hermit naturally is what this one is, but connecting with oneself. I like how they call this one contemplation, because it really is going within the cave of self-discovery in order to realize a personal truth. It is personal enlightenment. Normally we see that guy going into the cave and he's got the torch or the lantern, and then he's emerging from the cave having understood something deeply personal, that it's a truth of his own, a truth unto oneself. And here there's deep contemplation is the key word on this card, is contemplation. And you've been connecting with yourself in the recent past in order to realize a deep personal truth. It's interesting because this is the reason why I get decks that are loosely based on the Rider-Waite but aren't the Rider-Waite, is because there's something about the messages in the imagery. And it seems here that somebody is contemplating something that has to do with musicianship or with inspiration or with an individual, but it seems that the contemplation is about these things. There's something that has to do with art and spirituality too, because you can see this guy is deeply spiritual. His robes kind of denote that, you know. And he's sitting in a place that's got like the fleur-de-lis, stuff like that. In any event, let's go ahead and look at 2 weeks out from now, what you'll be kind of facing and seeing for yourself. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. These are definitely an interesting shape. 8 of Arrows. Okay, so 8 of Swords in the reverse. And in the near future, I would say about 2 weeks from now, you're going to be coming out of a victimhood mindset, a mental prison of sorts, realizing where you can enact the future for yourself, where you had once felt as if you were left to the devices of the universe. Feeling as if you could, you know, at some point, you see here, if we put it like this person feels in despair, as if they're trapped in like a cage where all of these things are surrounding them. Yeah, that's a fallacy. And I think that's what you're going to be coming into the energy of. Like, it's a realization that in the future, the very near future here, that the realization is that it's a victimhood mindset rather, and that you need to be more self-empowered. You might be a Leo, Virgo cusp individual, because I think that in the present, the obstacle was for them that they needed to exercise more self-mastery in order to walk away from things that were no longer serving them. And in the next 2 weeks, you're coming to a realization of where you are ultimately in charge of your own destiny and your own future, as opposed to allowing external forces to dictate where you will progress and move forward. And I think we see that even in your present circumstances, where you have this Chariot and you want to progress and you want to move forward. However, you have things, external forces and external factors that are attempting to prevent you from doing so. But again, you are absolutely empowered to come out of a mindset that it's self-limiting beliefs, and you're coming out of that in the next 2 weeks. Okay, let's look at an extension of the present for you. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What is your extension of the present? What else is happening for Virgo at the present time? By the way, this is, if I didn't already say it, this is a reading for like August and September. Let's see. Saw that Three of Swords again there. It keeps catching my eye. Excuse me. You don't want to talk about this. You are, again, I think this is a continuation of what was happening in the recent past for you. It's a continuation of the realization of a personal truth. You're coming out of self-deceptive energy as well. In the current circumstances, you're understanding where you deceived yourself prior. I immediately felt like it was tied back to that the contemplativeness of the past energy in the Hermit card, like connecting with yourself and realizing a personal truth of sorts. I feel that in the present, this having been what fell, it's almost as if you're realizing where you deceived yourself and where you weren't necessarily connected with yourself and with your own innate truth. And I think with that realization comes what's next for you, which is that Eight of Swords, or Eight of Arrows for all intents and purposes in this deck, where you come into a realization of where your self-limiting beliefs have kept you disconnected from who you are and what your real truth is. It's that self-deceptive energy, right? And you're coming out of it. You've realized where you've deceived yourself about that stuff. What is surrounding you? This is typically what people view you as, or an attitude that somebody has towards you. But it's how people view you. How are people viewing Virgo at this time? Again, I don't know what it is, but that Three of Swords or Three of Arrows in this deck keeps on popping out at me. What is it? How are people viewing Virgo at this time? Again, like I was saying, this deck is a little bit more, it's almost more square than rectangular. It's interesting. So it's a little awkward. Okay, that one's shot out. Princess of Coins. Okay, so this is, I want to say that this is the Knight. Give me a sec here. I'm just going to pause and I'm going to make sure that I know. I kind of probably should have looked, but give me a sec. Okay, yeah, no, this is a page of Pentacles, peace offering, timepiece. There's like tangible communication that's come forward, or something like a small communication that has worth attached to it or tangibility attached to it. That's how somebody is viewing you at this time. Like there's something that somebody can see, touch, taste, or feel, or that is of some small amount of worth. That's a communication. That's how they view you. That it's not just it's not impulsive, it's not frivolous, it's not a flash in the pan type communication, but it's communication that somebody views as something that they can put their hands on, and that they can kind of, you know, bank on. I'm hearing bank on. What's Virgo's hope and fear during this month here coming up? Virgo's hope and fear. Time, that there's not enough time. I saw an hourglass in the deck here. Time. There's never enough time. There's never enough time. What's this one? The Two of Swords, a crossroads. Hoping that the decision will be made of some sort. But maybe there's also fear associated with decisions, because, you know, when you finally make a decision, then it's like, oh no, the time is nigh in some regard. For some people, that's the way they feel. It's like, you know, that dichotomy of wanting to succeed yet being afraid of success. It's the same thing with the Two of Swords, where some people like to sit at a crossroads blindfolded and kind of turn a blind eye to things and make no decision and sit in stalemate. Some people are afraid of moving forward after stalemate, because then they have to actually spring into action on things that they aren't necessarily ready for, or they might not be prepared for the unknown. I think here, this is your hope, though, is that you're hoping to come out of stalemate or move forward in some way, as was apparent immediately with that Chariot card, right? You don't want dichotomous energy. I think that's the other thing, though, is that you're tired of being at that fork in the road and not knowing which path to choose, or feeling like you cannot choose a path. Sorry, I guess we just had that one come out. In 6 months, you have a dropping of burdens. It's almost as if you've reached the end of the, you know, climbing up a hill with all of those wands on your back. You can finally start to let go of some responsibilities, some worries, you know, some projects, in order to free up space and time, in order to have more time to yourself. What else do we have in the next 6 months for you, Virgo? Tell me what. Might just yank too if nothing comes out here. I think I'm gonna have to yank too. You want me to pull two? Let's pull two. We got one, which is the Prince of Wands in the upright, and then the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Okay, or staves in this deck. Okay, so what we have is we have this, this, and this. Dropping burdens, responsibilities. It's going to free up some time for you to pursue other projects, other energies for yourself, after a time of really having to kind of go after things and climb up the hill, and feel a little bit more exhausted because of all of the burdens, responsibilities, and projects that you're kind of carrying for yourself, whether it be creative, passion projects, that kind of thing. But they've been burdensome, tired. It's making you tired. We have something charging towards you, and that's because of the direction of the horse that I say that. Something is charging towards you in 6 months. It's extremely passionate, Sagittarian energy on this. Actually, no, I stand corrected. This is the Princess, so this is the Page. It's passionate communication coming towards you, rather. And it might be a little too hot for you to handle. I hear that on that side there. It might also be something that kind of makes you question somebody's motives. And especially with that Queen of Wands in the reverse, because we have it here. This is typically Aries energy. But it's viewed as, especially in the reverse, something that's it lacks rationale. Or rational energy. It's volatile. It's often passionate to the point of pain, as in the fire that burns rather than warms. Scorching energy. Anger. It could be somebody who's rushing at you with communication in order to, you know, because this is the origin of the communication. Here is the Queen of Wands in the reverse. She's kind of coming towards you with that. So it could be somebody who's got Aries in their chart kind of coming towards you with some passionate communication that lacks foresight, lacks stability. It seems rather volatile, irrational. Again, it seems to be scorching, full of anger. there's jealousy associated with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, as well as oftentimes some people view the Queen of Wands as another, like the other woman type energy or other man type energy. I don't necessarily consider it a third party energy always, but sometimes what it can be is it can be jealousy. It can be somebody who's an interloper, somebody who's interceding or injecting themselves into something with anger and it's just like energetically irresponsible. That's the feeling, you know? Energetically irresponsible energy. Nonetheless, the communication there, they are the origin of that communication. And you might actually consider them to be one of the responsibilities that you might drop. You might have considered them a responsibility of yours in the past that you are now considering yourself free from. And the communication that they bring to you might be all the reason you require in order to drop that burden. Interesting. Okay, bottom of the deck for you, Virgo. We have the Five of Cups. So there is a feeling generally overall that you're kind of crying over spilt milk right now. It could be because you are waiting for something in order to give you a green light to move forward. You're in a chariot right now. You're attempting to make forward progress in some regard, but there are a couple of things that you're waiting on here. And while you're lamenting the spilled contents of those three cups, you're neglecting to recognize the what you do have that is available to you as far as your resources go that remains intact. What you can draw upon that remains intact. And so the exercise of gratitude here is something that this heralds. So definitely remember that while you're being delayed. And, you know, also remember that Mercury is retrograde for another couple of weeks here. And once it comes out of retrograde, once it stations and moves forward, it's probably a better time for you to do things like move forward, especially if it's travel or technology or communications related. And again, you know, you've got some good things that you can do in the meantime if you've got a pause button on your endeavors, such as, you know, realizing that personal truth. You're coming out of a victimhood mindset, if you're even in a victimhood mindset. But just coming out of a mindset of feeling like the world is happening to you or things are happening to you, that's not an empowered space to come from. And therefore you can't really, you know, move forward in the most productive manner, if you will. Okay, let's see what we have for you. I'm just going to put these in a list format so that we're not kind of all right. That's what I have for you, Virgo. If you like what I do, hit this button, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to see me do some type of reading that I haven't done for anybody yet, definitely pop something into the comments. We'll see you when we see you next. And thanks for watching. Okay, bye. I don't know, you guys. I kind of like these cards. They're difficult to shuffle, but I don't know. Okay, all right. Bye.